Okay, so this tutorial is on how to model a mushroom, specifically how to polygon model a mushroom. Okay, so here's my scene. What I'm going to do is go to File. First, I need to bring in my image reference. So I'm going to go to Create, Free Image Plane, click that, and here it is. Okay, front, and there it is. Then in the attribute editor, so for example, if you're in channel box, you want to click that. Or also Windows, general editors, attribute editor right there. Oops, so let me grab it again. Here I am. Click on that folder, make sure you're on image plane shape 1. Click on that. That pops that open. I need to go to my default folder. Right now I'm in a different folder. So yeah, this is where I have it. Source images, mushroom, PNG. I'm using a PNG because a dot PNG gives you the transparency, while TIFF it doesn't, and I think Targa doesn't as well. At least for using the free image plane. I don't know why I tested it out and did it. I might not have tested Targa though, but for sure PNG works. TIFF does not work. And open. So here it is. I'm gonna hit W, and I'm gonna go into my front panel, front spacebar. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna pull this up and place it right around there, so it touches the zero plane, zero axis. Okay, so that's done. Next, I'm gonna go back to the channel box, and I'm gonna click on that, create a new layer and assign selected objects. Double click, but making sure you have this selected in the first place. Then I'm gonna delete underscore image underscore reference underscore reference 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 reference, right, underscore, save. Then I'm going to lock it with a R for reference. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create polygon primitives, a cylinder. There you go. Next, I'm going to go into the channel box, poly cylinder 1, because it has inputs that you can manipulate. Under the subdivision axes, I'm going to type in 8. And if you look over here, it has less lines. I'm going to just click outside, hit the space bar, and gonna go into the perspective. I did this because before it was at 20, right? 20 is too much lines. You know, all these lines and all these dots, vertices, I'd have to manipulate them in order to shape this. And with polygon modeling, usually less is more. You start off with less and you add more, you know, resolution, lines, to give it more more resolution to work with. So I'm going to type in 8 again. Another thing too is that I want to make sure that I want there to be a line going in the middle. Because let's see if I type in, say, something like 9, now there's no line in the middle. It's mostly for symmetry, you know, that way if you cut it in half you can have symmetry. Yeah. And also in the side view, so this is the side view, front view, side view, I hit the space bar, and I still have a line right in the middle. This is not necessary going across. Ooh. Let me undo that. Go back in here. Okay, so again, that's 8. And I'm gonna move it up, right around there. Okay, so next, if I hit 3, the 3 key, it makes it smooshed. This is called smooth proxy. So I'll be working between 1, which is its low poly, and 3, which is its smooth proxy. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to do is, let me go back to the low poly version, which is, I press 1, and then I want to convert it to vertexes. Go into vertex. Okay, and it has the little dots. Next, I'm going to select the top vertices. You could also select it from the perspective, but you have to make sure you don't select anything underneath or stuff like that. That's why when I select in the front, I'm for sure only selecting this. Then I'm gonna raise it up all the way up to around here. Right? Basically, I'm blocking in the shape. If I hit 3, you can see that's kind of filling in. If I hit 4, I'm in wireframe mode. 4 for wireframe. And the way it works is where now I'm in perspective again. I press 1. So the way it adapts to the low poly to the smooth proxy, there's a big difference. When I smooth it, the vertices are all there, but at this top part, it kind of changes, you see? So it's just something to work with. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is let me just hit W, and I'm gonna hit R while I'm still selecting the vertices. All right, see the vertices, and hit R. I'm gonna kind of scale it down in like that. Okay, when I scaled it in, I scaled it from the center, this guy. See? And if I hit 3, now it shrank it more, you see? And we have to kind of adapt to it. So it's kind of like a push and pull working between both variations. All right, next I'm going to I need to delete these faces, okay? So I'm going to right click, go to face. All right, so I selected one face, and I'm going to delete it, which is backspace, backspace, backspace. Go to the other side, just carefully select the face. I'm going to zoom out just to make sure I didn't select anything else by accident. Now I'll hit 3 to go into my smooth proxy. Okay. And hit 1 to go back outside of it. Now I want to add, I'm going to hit 4 for wireframe. Now I need to, alright, so what I did was I let go of the object. I need to kind of get these curvatures like this and like that, like that, like that. So I'm going to reselect my geometry, press 5 for shaded, and I need to use the, make sure I'm in modeling menu, edit mesh, and what tool I'm going to use a lot is the insert edge loop tool. Under mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, okay? That tool is this one right here. And to put on the shelf again, in case if we need a review, is I find my tool. Right, mesh tools, insert edge loop. I believe for the max it should be in Control Shift left click. But no, that's for PCs. For the Macs, I think it might be Command Shift and left click. It's either Command or it's Control, one of those. Yeah, I think it might be Control for the Macs. Anyway, so that's how you put it in. And then so there it is over there again. So this one you're going to use all the time right now. So I'm going to click on it. I have it activated. Again, to make sure to use it, I need to have the thing selected, then click that. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just looking at it, and I want to place one, maybe if I hit 3, yeah, I'm going to hit 3, so I could see the smooth proxy, and I have still the outer cage. These are what those blue lines are. And I'm gonna hover over one of the lines here. I'm gonna go up, say around here, at the widest point, and I did that. And as you can see, it added extra surface area and it made it more wider. Then I'm gonna hit R to go into scale mode. R for scale, and I'm gonna scale from the center, not from here, but from the center. From the center, I'm gonna scale and give it volume, like that. Okay, then I'm gonna hit 4, so I can kind of see what else is going on. While my object is selected, and then I want to add another edge loop now. Probably I'm gonna go here, click on that. Now it says click, drag on edges. So I'm gonna click one right around here. The reason why is that I'm trying to guess where to put the edge loop so that I can start shaping it. So maybe around here. Also because this right here, this is where I put that edge loop, okay? You want to have it good amount of distance away from where your edge loop is. Do not put it close, like around here, like that. Don't put it close. It's going to tighten it up and make it more angular and more machine-like. So I'm going to put it right around here. Give it a good amount of space, let go. And it's already adding more volume. If I press 5, you see what I mean? Now I just gotta make it, truncate it more, hit R, and scale from the inside, like that, you see? Now I have this here going on. So in order to work with that, I'm gonna hit 1. Now it looks really funky, but it's fine. Then I'm gonna hit right click, go to vertex, select all of that, and I'm gonna scale that in from the center and hit 4, okay, to go into wireframe, and 3 to go into the smooth proxy, okay. Then I'm gonna start still centering it in, like that. So I'm starting to get the overall basic shape. Now I'm gonna let go. Then I'm gonna hide my grid, which is over here, under show, over here. Unclick that. Then I'm going to add another edge loop. I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna click on that right there, making sure my object is selected. And I'm gonna add one, probably right around here, or maybe here. And I'm gonna hit 5 so I can see it's shaded. All right, and I'm gonna hit R to kind of start scaling back up, like that. Then I'll hit 4 again. Now it's more fatter around here, which, you know, it's not accurate to the reference. I'm gonna click on the insert edge loop again. I'm gonna make one right around here to tighten it up. Always knowing that there's an edge loop here that we just made and one down here. Okay, I'm gonna do it right around here. This line, that's the smooth proxy line. So just ignore that. It won't interact with that anyway. It stops here and stops here. I'll put it right here, right in the middle. Now if I hit 5, okay, there it is. Maybe I'll hit R, kind of give it nice curvature like that. See? There we go. Just it started to shape up. Then if I zoom in, I see I could be a little bit more volume here, so I'm going to just double click on that edge loop. Scale it from the middle with the left mouse. Hold and drag, and there we go. Very nice. Now I also notice if I hit 4, I have a bit of volume here that I want to work on, so I'm going to double click with the, and then still in the scale mode, and from the center scale it in. And then over here it could have some more volume, so I'm gonna go edge loop selected. I'm gonna one of these lines like that. So here's the top end, bottom end. It stops right there, see, and stops right there, right around the middle. And now I'm gonna hit 5. Okay, these outer lines, like I mentioned, these are the low poly cage. All right, so I'm gonna hit R while the lines is still selected, and I'm gonna make it fatter, fatten it up like that. Okay, then I'm gonna click outside. Then I'm gonna hit the space bar to get out of there and go into here, hit the space bar. All right, so it looks a bit chunky, you know, I kind of don't like that. So I'm gonna go back in here, press 4, zoom in, space bar, zoom in some more. All right, so that's 1 for the low poly, 3 for the high poly cage. All right, so right here I can work on this. Double click, and this is the this is the smooth proxy, like I said, because if I press 3, nothing happened. Press 1, low poly. Press 3, smooth proxy, cage. And then from the center, tuck it in. There we go, nice curvature from the center. And if you can see here, if I zoom in, that line starts to come in together. Maybe double click here, tighten it up here. Double click here and tighten it up here. All right, and over here if I press 5, there we go. It's getting better. Now to make the roof or the top part of the mushroom, I'm going to double click on that edge again. See how it's colored? Double click, the edge is selected. Again, if you're not in edge mode, right click, edge mode, okay? Spacebar, spacebar. Now I'm looking around. Remember how I deleted the faces? All right. Now what I'm gonna do is hold on Shift, right click, extrude edge. Again, Shift, right, ooh, I did that. All right, let me reselect that, double click, Shift, right click, extrude edge, boom. Now you probably remember this. All I'm gonna do is hit R to go into scale mode. All right, then from the center, I'm gonna pull on it with the middle mouse. So I'm pulling out, so I'm adding geometry. All right, so you probably can see where this is going. Now, let me hit W, and while the edge is still selected, all of it, I'm gonna pull it down. See? Very nice. And I'm also considering the width here and here. And maybe I'm gonna pull up a bit right around there. See, I just pulled up with that. You know, this is a guesstimate of the actual illustration. It's never gonna be exactly perfect. So I mean, so far that looks good enough. Maybe hit R, kind of scale it a little bit more out. Okay. Then I'm going to what am I gonna do? Maybe hit W, pull it back. No, I don't want to pull it back down. You know what? Let me hit R again. I'm gonna pull this back a bit, okay? I'm gonna pull it back. Give this much space. Maybe from the center, pull it back some more. Then I'm going to hold down Shift, right click, extrude edge again. Then I'm going to just hit R. When I hit R, I'm going to scale from the outside. So we added more geometry. This is the extra geometry that we added all around. All right. Pull it out that much. Then I'm going to hit W. I'm going to pull it down. So I start to have a lip going down. That. Then I'm going to go Shift, right click, extrude again. But now I'm going to hit W. So I can just pull vertically up like that. See? But right now it has a super tight edge, which, you know, doesn't obviously look normal. But don't worry about that for now. Then I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to hit R, and I'm going to scale it in. Like that much. Maybe scale it back out. Well, yeah, around there is good. Then I'm going to Shift, right click, extrude again. Then I'm going to hit R. From the center, I'm going to pull in. And I want this much space. This much space. Hit W, pull it up. Always thinking about my spacing. You see? Nice spacing. Then I'm going to Shift, right click, extrude again. And hit R so I can scale from the center in. Around this much. Then hit W and just pull it up. Okay. Then I'm going to Shift, right click, extrude edge again. Hit R and pull in. Maybe around, yeah, like that much. Then I'm going to hit W. I hit 4 to go into my wireframe mode. Then I'm going to right click, vertex. Now we're in vertex mode, whereas before we were in edge mode. I'm going to zoom in. Then I'm going to select these faces. It's kind of blocking my view, so I'm going to go into my image reference and hide it. And then I'm going to look carefully, and I'm going to select these inner circle here like that carefully. See, hit 5 so I can just make sure. Also kind of pull out, nothing is being selected else. Shift, right click, merge vertices. Again, Shift, right click, this menu will pop up, merge vertices to center, and let go. So we have our base shape to work with. Now obviously this doesn't really look that great. So what I'm going to do is I need to add volume, curvature around the edges to give it a nice lip here. Okay, and get rid of this tight edge. So while I have this selected, we need to add more resolution, but slowly. Let me edge loop tool. I'm in my low poly cage right now because I pressed 1. If I press 3, high poly cage, 1, low poly cage. Then I'm gonna go select right around outside this edges, and you see the blue, green line. That means it's showing us where we're putting it. Put it right around here, not too close because that'll make for a really tight edge. Right around here, good distance. Let go. All right, and then hit W. Now I'm gonna hit 3. You see? But now I'm gonna hit R. This is where the magic starts to happen. There we go. Give it more from the center. Give it more volume. All right, so I'm making it more volume. Hit W. Pull it up. Okay. See? Now the underside I need to add more. So what I could do is I can use what I have, like these lines. Hit W. Okay. Double click. Click, click. Ooh. Double click. There we go. Making sure I have nothing else selected. Then the move tool, which is W, I'm gonna pull on that. See? Now I'm getting volume. Just to pull. Right now upside down. So I pulled on it. Now I got more volume. Very nice, right? See how fast that was? But you notice I don't have this concave anymore, like an umbrella look to it. This is where we add more geometry. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go into edge mode. I'm going to add an edge loop. Click on it. Right now we see a whole bunch of stuff. The outside is the low poly geometry cage. Inside is our smooth proxy cage, a smooth proxy shaded. And so I want to add it right around here. See all of this here? So I'm gonna select right around oh, it won't let me. Yeah. So what I did was I have to be careful. I have to look at where the lines are. See that line going this way? It only will activate on that line. Let me undo that. Now, let's say if I want, okay, so, okay, I'm in my low poly cage back. I hit 1, okay? And this is where I wanted to add it, all right? So I just hit 1. And I'm gonna click on that, add edge loop. You see this line? Right there, like that. That's how we make it work. So I do that. And then I added the edge loop. Now I'm gonna hit 3. Then I'm gonna hit 1. Alright. Right now the edge loop line is not highlighted, right? That brown line, but it's there. See? If I move on it, pull on it, it's there. See, now I'm adding that when I added extra line, that gave me the ability to select that line, that edge loop, and pull and yank. There we go. Alright, so let me do that one more time. Undo, 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 undo. And hit 1. Just to show it one more time. 1 for the low poly cage. Click on that. Alright, click drag on edges. Now, like I said, I'm gonna click right around this line. Boom. Right? Then hit then I'm with the W, right? Move tool, pull it down. Hit 3 for the low poly cage. For the smooth proxy. And pull up. Ta-da. And click outside so I don't pull on it by accident. Right click, object mode. Alright, see? Now, the stand looks pretty fat. I kind of don't like it. So I'm going to hit spacebar in here. the way I did it was I just moved the cursor here, spacebar. Alright, so now I'm going to just use some artistic license. I'm going to right click, edge mode, right click, edge, right? Now let's try to work on this. Maybe turn the image reference back on, hit 4 for the wireframe, and I'm going to double click here, hit R, scale it from the center. I want to make this tighter, double click, and tuck it in. I'm going to hit 1 to go to low poly, right click, vertex. I want to select all these vertices, and I'm going to pull, and then hit 3 to see what it looks like. Alright, maybe it's too much. From the center, pull a bit, and then hit 1 and pull up. There we go. Then I'm gonna let go. Ooh, you see this part? If I hit 5 and then 4, you see this line? It goes up like that. But in the drawing, it tapers in. You see it tapers in? So what I can do is I'll select this, because we're in vertex mode, remember? Hit R, kind of tuck it in. See how it starts to manipulate here, all around here, from the center. Then, I don't know if you see these lines. I'm going to select all of those vertices, hit spacebar into here. Those lines is here. Right? Maybe at the very base stem, I'm going to pull it in like that from the center carefully. There we go. See that? And it still looks fat. I'm going to just grab that, making sure I don't have anything else selected. You could hit 4. You could see it. All right. Hit 5. Now from the center, carefully, I'm going to tuck it in. So I'm just using some artistic license. I'm going to grab all of that, making sure I don't have anything else selected. Tuck it in. Maybe tuck that back out a bit. Maybe grab a lot of these, hit 4, just to make sure, hit 5, center, tuck it in. Looks like a peanut, so I kind of don't like that. Hit, grab all of these, hit 4, just to make sure, 5 into shaded, pull it from the center. Alright, grab all of that, hit 4, hit 5, and tuck it in. Maybe tuck it in some more. And grab that, tuck it in, grab 4, press 4, grab all of that, press 5, and kind of tuck that back out. Let me get rid of that image reference. Alright, I kind of don't like it. I mean, spacebar. Let me just mess around here. I'm gonna grab all of that, and then kind of pull that, grab all of that, pull that, grab that, pull, maybe grab that and pull. Just looking for a nice curvature. Grab all of that and pull, grab that, pull, grab that, maybe pull out. See, a nice curvature now. Maybe I'll grab all of that, which is pretty much here at the stem. Maybe I'll, from the center, pull out a bit, get a nice little widening like that. Okay. Then maybe I can grab this, which is this, and then pull from the center, give it a wider base like that. See? So I kind of strayed away from the image reference because I want to see it as a whole, all by itself in 3D space. All right, and not be locked in just to the image reference. Click outside. All right, so that's doable. Now hit 1. Okay. Usually in modeling, at the base here, you want to put an edge loop. I hit that, and I can do that. Right around here. And when I do, see, I can't put it there, but maybe right around here, I make sure I'm on this line right here, this line right here. I know I said not to put it close to the edge, but in circumstances where you're refining the ends, the top and ends, you want to put one sometimes to maintain that end shape. So I let go like that. Hit 3, see? And then hit R, kind of scale it out from the center so I can have a nice blunt base. All right, and if you look here, if I press 1 like that and 3, the end tip is still together, whereas before it would kind of pull up. I don't know if you remember from the beginning. And that hit 1 outside. So there I maintained the base shape. All right, gonna go back in here. Right click, vertex. Maybe I'm gonna grab that, hit R, maybe give it more nice wider curve. Grab that, hit, and then make it a little bit wider right around there. Something like that. Maybe grab that, make it a little bit wider. Grab that, make it a little bit wider. Give a nice volume curve. Space, space. Let go, click outside. Right click, object mode, and let go. Oof, let go. Alright, so yeah. There's your mushroom. Zoom in. Click here. You see how it kind of dents in? You see? Super annoying. Click on it. Right click, vertex. Grab the tip, just the point. Hit 1. Or no, hit W. And kind of pull it up. And object mode, let go. Now it's gone. Good. Very good. So there you go. There's your first mushroom. And what else? Spacebar, spacebar. I'm gonna click on that. You know, it's taller. I could try to mess around with it. You know, make sure to save your file before you start to try to push things and experiment. You want to save your file. Save it one thing, and then when you work on it and say you don't like it, and for example, if you cannot undo it, because it happens often in Maya, you can at least go back to your backup if you can't undo it. That's the reason why you want to save up in increments, because there's often times where Maya will not let you undo a million times. So there's that. Now I'm going to right click, vertex, spacebar, spacebar. I want to grab this end here and maybe all of this right here, all of that. Hit 5. I'm gonna yank it. Ooh, a little bit too much. Let go, click outside. Maybe grab this now and then yank that. Looks like that's about pretty much all I can pull before things start to go really crazy. Maybe I can grab this end and yank that. Okay, so then I can grab this, all of this, hit R, and plump, make it more plump. And then grab all of this. I have to make sure I hit 4. See, I have other stuff selected. Spacebar, spacebar in here. You'll see I have this selected underneath, so I have to be very careful. So what I'm going to do is click outside, right click, go to edge mode. Now I can select the edges. Then I'm going to Well, you know, I'm in R for scale, and just plump up the edge like that. See? Very nice. Pull out. So it looks cute. Good. Very good. And I'm going to hide it. Click outside. My instincts tell me to do something about here. This gap. So let's try it out. So I'm in low poly, which is 1. Alright, so edge loop tool. I'm going to add one right there. Let's see what that does for us. And hit 3. And then hit W to let go. Alright. And then I'm going to double click. Let's see what happens if I pull. Now I'm getting a really fat underlip. And if I hit R and I tuck it in more, now I have a really fat underlip. See? You can do stuff like that from the center though. Like that. And pull back. The more you pull back, see how tight it gets? Right around there. Hit 1. Low poly mode. Maybe I'll grab these edges. Double click. And then maybe hit 3. And then from the center, pull on it to see what effect it does. That, like that, maybe right around that. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna grab this edge loop, double click. Then maybe hit W, pull up a bit, and hit R, and kind of tuck it back out from the center, like that. Maybe grab this, double click, and hit scale it in. Double click that, W, pull it up. Maybe I'll double click this, hit R, and pull it out like that. Have a nice round curvature. Alright. Then object mode. Yeah. I'm starting to not like it. Let me see. Maybe edge mode. Maybe I'll grab these edges, hit W, tuck it in. Maybe grab these edges, double click, tuck it in. Alright. 3 to go back to smooth. Alright, maybe grab, double click those edges, hit R, scale it in. That way I can have a little bit gentler curve. Maybe I'll grab, double click those edge loops. And maybe I'll hit R, tuck that in. And then double click that. And then squeeze that in. Maybe hit W, pull it down. Pull out a bit. You know, so you can do things like that, maybe right around here. Hit R, make it fatter. Always looking around your 3D space. Double click outside. Maybe double click that. Hit hit W, and kind of tuck that up like that. Hit 1. And then maybe double click that. Hit 3. Maybe hit R. Kind of start pulling. And then hit W and kind of pull it out. Yeah, kind of don't like it. Let me see if I, this is what, let's see what happens if I Control Z this. Let's see how far we can go backwards. Look underneath. Yeah, there we go. Because if I redo it, see, undo it, and then undo. There we go. Yeah, that's how much it. Yeah, this is where we first left off. But I really should put a edge loop here, because when you texture map this, it's gonna end up bad. So I actually have to put a edge loop. I want to leave it alone, but it's gonna come back to bite me. Yeah, you should put an edge loop there. Let me just put it back again. Kind of, you know, going back and forth. I have to consider so many things. And then one more over here. Because the reason why is for texture mapping. Right there. And then hit W. And then pull down. And hit 3 to see what it looks like smooth. Okay. Now I want to grab this edge loop. I want to pull a bit. Hit 1 to see what it looks like. And I want to grab this edge loop and I want to pull it down so I can have more of a nice even spacing between here, here, and here. Hit 3. Alright. Let me pull it down some more. Then I can grab this, pull it down some more, right around there. Click outside. Now I'm looking underneath. I want to grab that. Kind of don't like this, like going like that. Maybe hit R, look underneath, and I'm gonna, from the center, tuck it out. See? Hit 1, pull it down, right around there. Not 1, but W. Hit 1 now to see low poly. Alright. But you see how this is one flat, see one flat lines, one flat surface going down like that? That means it's kind of redundant. Well, it is and it isn't. Alright, so I'm going to double click that, hit R, and I want to tuck this back. And hit 3. Alright. So let me Control Z to show what happened before. Before, and not Control, but is it Control Z? Yeah, Control Z to undo, right? Now I'm gonna redo it, which is Control Y. And then let go outside. Right click, object mode, click outside. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty nice. And hit 1. Now I added all this extra stuff, all these extra lines, because one thing is that when you texture map this and then, you know, you paint on it, you need that extra resolution, those extra lines, to have nice texture work. Because if you don't and you try to put a smooth proxy, the texture is gonna stretch and look really horrible. So that's the reason why. And also for when you rig the thing and you want it moving, you want to have at least some amount of lines to help it move. Kind of like an accordion needs needs those lines on it to make it bend. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. Right click edge mode. I'm gonna double click that, and I kind of want to fatten this up. All right, I'm happy. Yeah. So that's your mushroom, and let's name it mushroom. And all this extra information is there, so it's a little dangerous to have all of that. It'll mess with you later. So let's go edit, delete by type history, clean it out, and then let me hit spacebar into here, zoom out. I want my base to be at the bottom, the move tool. So hit D as in David, and pull it all the way down like I taught you guys before, right around there, and just hit W. Now I have a bit of information here under translate Y, edit, delete by type, modify, freeze transformation. Now it's zeroed out. Now you can start putting a rig on this to animate. Perfect. So that's pretty much to model the mushroom. Alright, that's the end of this tutorial.